This is the scanner. It's adjustable a couple of different ways based on things like temperature. Because it's measuring electrical conductivity, electrons move around a lot more when things are hot. And when things get cold, batteries go dead, water freezes, it stops moving. When water's heated, it boils. So there's a lot of difference. So you can adjust the sensitivity of this. Now, the sound you're listening for is kind of like that.
Okay.
That's a wet sponge, so obviously it conducts electricity. We use the sponge to ground us to the horse.
Okay.
And I'll start grounding up here with the wet sponge on the tip of the withers, simply because there's nothing really here except some skeletal structures. So if I were to wet the shoulder or the neck, I can't scan where I just wet. The handle is the negative, the tip is the positive, so if I touch this, you can hear it's kind of shorten it out. That's more the sound we're looking for when something's wrong. Okay? Now, when you scan the horse, the thick teeth are less sensitive than the fine teeth. So on a normal day like today, nice coated horse, coarse teeth will work fine. If you were dealing with a winter day where it's really cold out, you might have to use the fine teeth. Or if you were dealing with a horse with a winter or a long, thick coat, you might need the fine teeth to get through it.
Would you use the fat teeth and then flip to the fine teeth when you found something?
Yeah,
To be more
you can flip over back and forth if you want to.
Okay.
So all we're going to do is follow the hair. If you go across the hair, you're kind of jumping, making erratic contact, so you want to go with the hair. So the way you scan in the lines has to change a little bit as the line of the hair grows. Okay, we didn't get far, did we? How old is he?
19? And what's the, is it just a pen, kind of chalk pen that you're marking?
Yeah. Now you hear that one's not quite as loud as that one was? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mark it just for the heck of it. Okay, so he's got a pretty good line down there. Now, in a lot of cases, you're going to scan a horse that's older, or a horse that's really been ridden hard and has a lot of physical problems, and it's just going to beep, beep, beep like crazy. If that occurs, we can turn the sensitivity down to filter out some of the lesser problems.
Right. So you just,
We want to get the worst of the worst. And a lot of older horses. You do rescue work or do you do therapy work?
rescue, rehab, therapy, all of the above.
Okay, so we have one somewhere about there and somewhere about there. Now, if this dot really beeped there or it really beeped over there, it doesn't matter because what we're going to treat with is about this big. Okay? So you don't have to get overly anal attentive, whatever. If you're pretty close. Now, obviously, if it went beep up there and I put a mark down here, we're way off. And also, if it went beep, you wouldn't go dot, 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 dot. Because if you put a dot there, a dot there, a dot there, and a dot there, those units that we're treating with would have covered the entire area. Okay?
See, flinch.
Now, from the knees down, the hocks down, I strongly recommend that people use the fine teeth because you have a lot less soft tissue in these areas, hence you have a lot less circulatory capacity, and it's harder to get readings. Also, down here you've got where the tendons stick up and stuff, you have got areas where if you simply hold the wand like this, you won't be touching all the teeth, so I'll turn the wand sideways to go down the tendons so I keep all the teeth in contact. Now, a lot of people find it, will say that it's insignificant that the horse has picked up his leg or moved his shoulder or his neck, the place that it beeped, but it's not insignificant. If you get 1 point on a tendon, it's not something to get overly excited about. tickled, didn't it? But if you get like 1 or 2 points on this side of a tendon and another point or 2 on the other side of the tendon, then you are going to have a tendon problem. I've had this happen many times, and in some cases they believe me, in some cases they don't. A few years ago at Calder Racetrack in Miami, I was doing a stallion on Thursday night before a Saturday stakes race, a big money race, and I found 2 points here and 3 points over there. And I told him, you don't need to be running this horse on Saturday because he's got a problem. They trotted him out, he looked fine. They did a flexion test, he looked fine. They had a vet who was there working with thermography who went over that leg with the thermography machine, found nothing. They ran the horse. At the first turn, the horse almost fell on his head, dumped the jockey, and came up with a tendon bowed right where it marked the leg. So to do this for competition horses, things like that, as a preventative tool is a very viable thing, but it does have to be used ongoing. Now, right back in here and back in here, in this cup, is an acupuncture point that relates to hoof problems. So a lot of times if you had a serious hoof issue, navicular found or something like that, that point back there would scream. Because you can't scan hard tissue. You won't get any readings through hard tissue. One thing is that I'll explain about this. The first time somebody scans a horse, it's going to take an hour, hour and a half to scan the horse.
Yeah.
By the time somebody, like if you had a lot of horse experience, by the time you've done it 4 or 5 times, if you're not talking to a crowd explaining it, and you're just going to do it. This is about a 30-minute process.
Yeah.
If a horse has a lot of points and he's big, it's a 40-minute process.
Right.
If it's got fewer points or it's small,
Right.
it's a 20-minute process.